Welcome back, everybody. It is the Working Brother back at you with another talk. This time we've got John Woo, aka the Mastermind. John, how you doing? Welcome to the Working Brother Talks show. This is a comedy show. It's your first time here.
Thanks for inviting me, brother.
Glad to have you here. Thank you for making the time. It's been a long time in the making. As avid subscribers will know, the music that we're hearing in the background is your music, and all the music basically on all of the videos of the Working Brother has been donated by John Woo. John, you want to tell people who you are, where you're from, what you do, and a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, first of all, I want to say that I need to send you some new tracks for your show.
All right.
Because your music is a bit outdated now. We have new stuff. You know?
all right. I'll accept all new donations. That goes by the way for people who want to buy me a coffee. Feel free to buy me a coffee. Link in the description. Yeah. Now that that's out of the way, go ahead and tell us about yourself a bit.
Okay, basically, I'm half Greek, half Chinese. My father is from Hong Kong. My mother is from Cyprus. Not the occupied part of Cyprus, but the Greek part. And I was born and raised here. Music has always been my passion. So since I was young, being into music studios, writing music lyrics and making rap songs was always happening. It's been 33 years now. I was the first guy to introduce rap music to Cyprus. Have many albums, video clips, did many collaborations with known artists from Greece, even international artists like French rappers, Greek rappers, Canadian rappers, African rappers, and basically music has been my life. And in the family, of course, we own a couple of Chinese restaurants, and we make the best Chinese food in Cyprus. You know that. You've tried it.
Yeah. I actually know John from university or college, as we used to call it back in the day. But he has a chain of restaurants, Chinese food in Cyprus, which makes sense considering his background.
It's called Uncle Wu for those ones that might visit Ireland.
Yes, visit, and just when you do, ask for John. Tell him you got the recommendation from YouTube. This is probably the only recommendation on YouTube. Have you done other interviews before, or is this like a first for you? Am I special?
No, I've done many interviews on national TV and all the TV stations and radio stations we have in Cyprus.
Yeah, but I'm saying like this for podcasts.
Oh yeah, it's my first podcast. Yeah.
Excellent. That's I feel special.
Just to let you know, I'm banned now from all the TV stations and all the radio stations. So
excellent.
I hope you don't ban me too.
No. This is a comedy channel. Nothing we say here has anything to do with reality. So they can't censor us because it's all a joke. So we can talk about whatever we want, and we're going to get into some serious topics a little bit later. For those that follow me on Instagram, they might know I went to the Rammstein concert, and I've got some very interesting footage that I'm going to discuss with Wu. But I wanted to ask you, John. Your music has a focus. It has a theme, generally speaking. Without giving it away, do you want to maybe give us a hint of what it is that you like to make music about?
Well, when I started my first album, most of the songs were against the injustice in the world, things that are upside down from the way it should be, the corruption, the political system, and basically concentrating on songs that bring out the truth of the reality we're living in. And then at the same time, general songs about life, like experiences. So that was always my recipe when I'm doing albums. I have 3-4 songs saying the truth, 3-4 songs exposing political situations, a few songs about life and love and difficulties and struggles. It was and sometimes, but really rarely, something commercial for people to just listen to something and can enjoy without thinking anything deep. You know what I mean?
Yeah. To take a break from reality a little bit, to get
Yeah,
lost in the sunshine of Cyprus from time to
yeah.
time. There was that one video you did, but even those videos, even they have like slightly overtones of like political commentary. Like
Well,
if not
listen,
the actual song, then the video itself.
listen. I did one song that was totally commercial. It was very successful. We made a
Hmm.
video clip for it, and the song was called Epidemic. Yeah, had nothing to do with anything. And even though I have like 50 songs that say the truth, that was the one song that wasn't saying anything. And then after the situation we went through
Hmm.
the last 3 years
Yeah.
with the known virus,
Yeah.
people were telling me this is my most prophetic song, and I was telling them, guys, this is not a song that I wrote. The other ones are prophetic. This one was the one that was not prophetic.
Yeah, this is just me like messing around, basically.
Yeah,
Um, all right, so this is a comedy show, like you've been told several times by now. So we got some memes. We've got to
yeah.
save humanity by any memes possible. That is our mission. Um, I like memes. I don't know about you, but I think memes are useful in today's world.
I, I saw a meme that said, and it was a true one. It said, billions spent on propaganda,
Hmm.
and then memes canceled everything. like, like funny memes defeated the propaganda. So yeah, with
Basically.
memes you can send a lot of messages with memes.
Um, I was browsing your Facebook because you're also on Facebook. I'll leave links in the description to all of the places people can find you.
Yeah,
But I was browsing your Facebook, and one of the posts that I came across was a groundbreaking study reveals the maximum life expectancy for a human being 115 years or something. And your
yeah.
comment is that the Bible writes about it. That the God Himself said that the limit for humans is 120 years. So
Yeah.
I want to use this as like a segue to like what I was hinting at earlier, where you were saying that um, like your music is generally focused on good vibrations. And like
Yeah.
you're fighting corruption, you're fighting evil, you're fighting Satanism, you're like exposing these kind of things, and more often than not, I don't want to say promoting God, but I like using God as an example, or like the Bible, Christianity,
Yeah.
in your music. So how would you like tie this with what I just picked off your timeline?
Uh, you cannot blame me for being a Christian Orthodox by saying, "Oh, it's normal. You were born in a Christian Orthodox country, so you were raised with those values, so you believe that your religion is the truth one." Same thing that a guy who is a Muslim can say if he was born in a Muslim country. If somebody was born in America, he's probably an evangelical, and it goes like that. Either you're an atheist or you're closer to the religion of your country.
Hmm.
But nobody can claim that from me because my father is Buddhist. I was born in a totally different environment. Yeah. So being
It's like
so
a
being
veto.
Christian, yeah. So being
Yeah.
Christian has nothing to do with where I was born or somebody brainwashing me. It was just, if I can put it in two words, it was common sense.
Hmm.
Uh, like, does God exist or does he not? Okay. Can something exist from zero? No. That's logical. That's common sense. Can you take an engine, uh, put it into 50 pieces and wait for 10 billion years to pass and those pieces will come together and become an engine again? That cannot happen. So, can you take a table with the screws and the legs, get it from IKEA, and wait for 20 million years or 20 billion years to come together by itself and the screw, to come there? Nothing can become anything from zero and from nothing. So common sense taught me there is a creator because every creation has a creator. And you can see that there is intelligence design into everything. Yeah. We humans sit here and we enjoy our watermelon that has a perfect taste. We enjoy our drinks, our water, our oxygen, our protection from the radiation that the earth provides. We have everything that we need, yeah, to live in a comfortable environment. We are the ones that's screwing it up. And when it gets screwed up, we say, where's God? Why did he allow for this to happen? And mostly it's us doing the damage, you know what I mean? And the other thing is that I took the time when I was younger to study all religions. I didn't want people to tell me. I didn't want people to come and tell me, oh, Jehovah's Witness is the truth. Oh,
Hmm.
the Mormons is the truth. I'm like, what? Let me study that. So I was an atheist, thinking with common sense that there must be something out there. I mean, if you take the numerical value of gravity in the universe, I don't remember it by heart, but let's say that it's 0.00000058. If it was 5.9, the universe wouldn't exist. If it
Yeah.
was 5.6, the universe wouldn't exist. So who made the decision? I mean,
Yeah.
common sense brings you to the truth, but I think that most people are lacking common sense, and you can see it from what we're living in our days.
There's
Yeah,
there's actually a lot of people who are lacking common sense. I think common sense is the furthest thing from common these days, man.
yeah, quite
And not only
uncommon.
that, it's by design. It's not like, people are not exposed to things and blah blah. No, it's like people are on purpose being dumbed down, and like, these like,
Yeah,
even Kinder Surprise, like the toys that you get into in a Kinder Egg, they
yeah,
become stupider and stupider. Like I remember when I was a kid, you actually had to like think about it and put it together. I don't know if you've
yeah,
put together any Lego pieces recently, like, but when you get like a Lego, like before each picture you'd have to put like 17 bricks, like you'd have to see the bricks and see the difference between the last one, put it together. Nowadays
yeah.
each picture is like 4 bricks, and they like put you a little circle, and like you don't have to think about it at all, you know what I mean?
Listen, in Easter, I got my Kinder Egg because I love my Kinder Egg,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it was ready. I didn't have to do anything.
Maybe you had to put a sticker on it, right?
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah. Listen, we've
So
got a little bit of a technical glitch. I think it's from your side, so I'm going to pause this recording. Nobody's going to notice, and you're going to call me back, and then we're going to continue. All right, 1, 2, 3, pause. All right, did it pause? Come on. Okay. All right, and we're back, and nobody even noticed that anything happened. John
yeah,
is also back, and his microphone is all sorted. Um, John, I wanted to ask you a question that a quote unquote subscriber, actually a family member, but asked me, what is your take? Because you make music, and like, lots of people make music or pretend to. They often get told what music to make. Um,
yeah.
Especially at the higher levels. So how do you feel about the idea of like, positive music versus negative music? How, like, because your music is generally positive,
Yeah.
like even though some themes are deep and negative and like, evil, your approach to it and your general attitude is positive. You know what I mean? Whereas other music is not. How, like, what music would you say is negative music, let's say? Like, would you say
Well,
rock music is negative?
listen, I'll tell you my experience with record labels because I used to belong to one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, they released my first two albums when I was really young, like I was around 20 something. Uh, it was at the period of time when I actually knew nothing about life. I was totally inexperienced, didn't know the things that I know now. So my first couple of albums were the usual, like talking that I'm tough, I'm rough, I'm a gangster. You know how it goes with rap music in the beginning, and talking about women in a wrong way. And so, as long as my songs were like that, the record label was happy. They would release everything I made,
Yeah, they were
and
pushing your stuff.
they were expecting the next one. They didn't know that in the next one there was a transition. I was searching for God. I went to the holy mountain, Mountain Athos, like 7 times. So many miracles from God that proved to me that what I believe in is actually what I've been searching for, and what I found is actually the real deal.
Actually,
So my
I wanna interject there because like that Athos story, you told me that Athos story in person long time ago. That you
yeah.
went and you met the monk and he like told you things about you. I'll let you tell the story in a second, but I just want to tell you that that story influenced me and my perspective on a lot of things throughout the last like 15 or so years since I heard it from you.
You
Anyway,
you
go on with the story.
probably you probably heard the stories from the first time I went, but after going 7 times, I can write a whole book of stories because miracles from God didn't stop even 1 second. And what I was trying to go with the record label story is that as soon as I took them, my third album, which was called Invisible Warfare, and in the album, I was talking about all the things that are happening invisibly under our noses in the spiritual world and in this world through conspiracies and all secret societies and all that. So I called it invisible warfare, talking about what's really happening in the world. So when I took it to them, they came back to me and they said, "Pretty nice album. We don't want it." And I said, "What's wrong with it?" And they said to me, uh, "You make people think, and we don't want them to think. We want them to dance." So I think, so I think that answers your questions about dumbing music and dumbing people down and what the record label are promoting. They don't want you to think, man. They want you to
Yeah,
dance.
yeah.
That's
That's
it.
uh that's a very simple way to put it, but yeah.
Yeah.
Um, do you want to tell us about your Athos story, or do you want to get into the king's portrait? One of the topics that I want to discuss with you is the king's portrait. Um, but
Listen, talking about Mountain Athos and my experiences and what God did to me to give me like a seal of what you
mhm.
discovered is the truth. I think should be a dedicated podcast.
Episode. Yeah,
Yeah,
we can do a dedicated episode another time. Like whenever you're ready to come back, we can do another episode and we can talk. Like
yeah,
if
we
you got
could.
videos or pictures or stuff to like show people, like yeah, we can definitely do like a whole episode just about that.
Yeah, we will need 2 episodes for Mountain Athos for sure. I'm telling you.
All right,
Now
all right.
going to the now, show me what you want to show me.
I'm sure you know. I mean, you're not far from British being in Cyprus. Um,
Yeah.
how are the Brits now? Wait, let's get off topic a bit. How are the British bases there now with everything that's happening in Gaza? Like, is it like much more active than
British,
usual, or
yeah,
just the same?
British bases here are just a scam. Basically, the British took over the island. We fought for our independence, and before they left, they did their usual trick, which is divide and conquer. They 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 sold half of Cyprus to Turkey, so Turkey walked in and took half the island. Same things they did with India and Pakistan, and basically when they live chaos for the next 50, 60 years or 100 years, I don't know. So basically, not only they sold half the island to the Turks, but they also took the best parts of Cyprus and turned them into bases. And the deal was that we're going to keep these 2, 3 beautiful places from Cyprus for ourselves, but we're going to pay for rent for using these bases. And it's been like I don't know how many years, but they didn't pay a cent, you know. And
Oh,
our
for real?
government,
They haven't paid the rent for the three bases. That's
not even
hilarious.
1 cent. And of course,
That's
our
so
government
British, man.
doesn't. Yeah, and the funny thing is that our government doesn't even mention it anywhere. It's people complaining. The government doesn't mention it because it's controlled by the UK. You know, the UK is one of the manipulators of what's happening in our politic life here, apart from
Yeah.
America, of course.
Considering I haven't spoken to anyone in Cyprus on the record for a while here, tell me about the Russians and the Ukrainians in Cyprus. How's that going? Because like even back when I was there was lots of Russians and Ukrainians, but now I'm sure it's like 3 to 10 times more.
Well, listen, Cyprus has some opportunities for billionaires, with the tax and all that stuff that I don't know a lot about.
Hmm.
So many companies moved in Cyprus, American companies, companies from Hawaii, companies from all around the world. Russian companies, Ukrainian companies. But when America is running the show, all the Russian companies became suspicious of whatever. So the government had to throw them out of Cyprus. So a lot of Russians that moved here and started their business here, they had to pack their things and go find somewhere else to exist. So even though Cyprus was surviving and the economy was going really, really good because of Russian investments, we kicked them out and we kept the other corrupted ones that run the show. So yeah, it's kind of disgusting if you think about it. But that's how it is. And of course, now more Ukrainians came here as refugees. They're bringing their corrupted investments, but they're good,
They're the good guys, huh?
Yeah, you have to accept them or you might disappear in the middle of the night. Sorry, but that's the world we're living in,
Yeah. It's become worse than any comedy show that you could like script,
Yeah.
Speaking of, there's this thing that recently happened. This is the first portrait. I mentioned it briefly in one of my other talks recently, but it deserves a little more attention. I'm sure you've heard. This is one version, and then like if you flip it and double it, you get the demon here.
Yeah.
And then you've got this is your post about it, and you also drew attention to the fact that Musk is also suspicious. This is an auto translation. Your posts are in Greek. Εγώ ακόμα μιλάω λίγο ελληνικά. Για θέλεις να μιλούμε ελληνικά τώρα.
You do.
I do, but like not enough to have an actual conversation, or at least not this kind of conversation. So in any case, the elite can't hide. They send you messages all the time. You are mentally retarded. Understand the problem. They already made attempts against your life with the thing.
Listen, this portrait.
Yeah.
It's just one in thousands of things happening today that show that I was talking about it from in my first album around 2000, that the elite that convinced the whole world that God doesn't exist is worshiping Lucifer.
Yeah.
So it was a conspiracy theory, but do you still think that it's a conspiracy theory? I mean, you got Eurovision doing voodoo in front of the whole planet.
We actually have Eurovision as well. We have like some Eurovision pictures and some Eurovision videos if you want to get into that.
You got you have all the Hollywood stars saying they sold their soul to the devil for fame and money, and then in return they have to promote the agenda of that they signed the deal with. They have to promote the whole woke agenda, and they signed the contract, man, with the devil. They have to. You know what I mean? Will Smith has to dress his son as a girl. People who are in the music business and in the movie business, they have to say that their kids are non-binary. They have to. They signed the contract with the devil with their blood. Now they have to pay back the millions and the billions they made, the fame they got. So they have to be with Israel and not with Palestinians. They have to. There is a checklist of in the contract that they have to promote the whole agenda of the devil and convince everybody that God doesn't exist. And it's a funny thing. I mean, if you have common sense, why are all the artists, the music artists, saying they sold their soul to the devil in their music videos, in their lyrics? Why does Merkel and
it's
the
art,
politicians,
man? Like Marina Abramovich, man. You don't understand. It's just art. It's just expression, man. You don't understand. Convince me it's not just art, man. It's just people expressing themselves, man. Why are you being...
I don't know.
Look, man, this is you. This is you. They're all demonic, right? The kids, transgender kids are demonic. Aliens are demonic. The art looks demonic. The machine elves are demonic. Pornhub is demonic. Just like everything is demonic, right? Right?
Yeah. Well, listen. I can back it all up. You know,
I
I'm
know,
not
I
just
know.
I'm just saying that because I'm not just saying it because I don't know if you saw the opening of the tunnel that they did. Was it in Switzerland when
The
they when
Gothenburg Tunnel, yeah. There's a good
yeah
video on YouTube. Down the Rabbit Hole has a good video
yeah
about it.
that whole thing was a satanic ritual of showing you Baphomet, the god that they're one of the demons they're worshiping, and the whole way. I mean, they have him on their t-shirts, they have him on as tattoos, they have him as earrings, they have him all over the place. They're telling you that they sold their soul. They're telling you that they are always against Christ. Anything that
Hmm.
has to do with Christ has to disappear. You got people going to the Oscar awards saying "I swear to Lucifer" instead of saying "I swear to God." You got Lady Gaga saying that stuff.
Time out.
You got
There
you
was
got
some red carpet event that happened recently. I can't remember what it was because I don't follow these things. But there was some woman, I don't remember who because I don't care, who came with a white dress with Jesus on it. Did you see that? Like she had Jesus on the back of her dress.
yeah, and
What's
they
your take
didn't
on
allow
that?
her.
What's
I
your
don't know
take
for
on?
I don't know for what reason they did it. I saw that they wouldn't allow her to enter. Probably if it was a T-shirt of Baphomet, she will be VIP inside. And we're laughing about it, but that's how it is. And
Yeah, yeah. That's why
you,
we're
you,
laughing about it because we don't want to cry,
yeah,
man. It's a comedy show.
you got Elon Musk who poses as a savior to the world and is always against the system.
Yeah,
But that guy is wearing Baphomet more often than all the rest. He's the one
yeah,
who prepares the technologies to enslave everybody.
yeah,
So what they're doing is just playing good cop, bad cop. The system is bad. I'm the good guy. Come with me, and he continues the agenda in the private sector instead of with the government sector.
yeah.
Uh, so basically, it's all a game, like you said. It's all a comedy. The people who realize what's happening in the world, they know that God exists, the devil exists. You know what the elite is up to. You know what the government is up to. You know what the pharmaceuticals are up to. You know what they're doing to us behind the scenes. But you know what? The new music album I'm trying to do is
Hmm.
called Visible Warfare. It's not invisible anymore.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
It's not. It's in your face now. Yeah.
yeah, it's in your face. Like my first album, nobody could realize because I was saying things that nobody knew back then, 23
Hmm.
years ago, 24 years ago, and now we're living it. So they were calling me like burned. This guy's burned. He's so stupid. What are these things that he's talking about? Um, so now everything that I've been talking about came to be. And the funny thing is that they don't say, oh, what this guy was talking about these things 20 years ago. And now he's telling us about the next 20 years ago. Why don't we believe him? Why do we still mock him? No, they're still mocking me for the things that I'm saying today about the things that are coming tomorrow. And I'm just saying, no common sense. Okay, how did I know? Who told me? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
put my
yeah.
brain into work.
Yeah, it
Uh,
doesn't. It doesn't take too much to figure it out. Plus, it's in their code to have to put it out. They have to
yeah,
tell you what they're doing. And when I say
you
they, I
know,
mean like the highest level Luciferians and Masons and
yeah.
whatever you want to call them.
There is all these theories today from scientists themselves that maybe we're living in the Matrix, where everything is like a program and we're being watched by somebody.
Hmm.
And there is all these new theories about players in the world that are just computer generated, like in the
Yeah,
Matrix.
yeah.
What are they
Have you
calling
seen
them?
that
Like,
movie NPCs? They call them NPCs, non-playable characters. And
yeah, yeah,
also, it's also worth mentioning that like 30 to 60% of people don't have internal dialogue, which is
yeah,
insane to me.
yeah,
And also movie recommendation from the Working Brother. Go check out Free Guy if you haven't seen it. Pretty good movie. It's
yeah,
about a guy who's like in a game and he like becomes sentient in the game. Shall we do
yeah, yeah.
Eurovision?
Yeah, basically, to end this, what we just said is like sometimes I'm thinking that my family are NPCs. The people I work with are are computer generated because it cannot be that you're explaining to somebody the same thing for 10 years and they keep come back and they're saying the same thing that they said 10 years ago and not believing anything, even though they're living it. So I don't want to believe in that theory, but sometimes I do.
I don't know. I don't know.
to
I don't go as far as NPCs. I don't go as far as NPCs. But man, like some like when we're talking about family and like older generations and stuff like that, you know, like the system that they grew up in, especially like for example here in Yugoslavia, it's not the system that we live in. You know, it was like the values and the society and the people and the job security and the like, you know, life goals and everything. Like that doesn't exist anymore. You know what I mean? So like you can't blame them for being used to approaching new information or like government official information from this perspective. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The world has changed dramatically since the coming of the internet and the mobile phones. It has sped up everything like 10,000 times faster.
Yeah, definitely. We've been going for about half an hour. Let's do Eurovision, and then we'll take a break, and then we'll come back. Where is my Eurovision playlist? Is this it? Yes, it is. I will move it here, and then I will double-click, and I'll turn down the volume. Here. Like, what is this? Why would you do this? I mean, unless you're actually doing it for Satan.
I will just say that starting from the pronouns they, them, because these people, they don't want to have a sex, you know. When they ask them what do they want to be called, they say they, them, But why they, them? They, them shows that it's many of them, right?
They are legion, as in like demons.
As in the Bible. That, you answered it. Basically, in the Bible, Christ goes to a demon-possessed person, and he asks the demon-possessed person, "Who are you?" And he goes, "We are many." I'm not one. We are many. We are legion. We are a legion of demons living into this person. And I mean, if I told you that. And the person you just showed me in the video was dressed normally with a tie and a suit. He will say I'm exaggerating, but who is he dressed like? He's dressed like a demon. So,
and just in case you had any doubts, they did like you know, if you ever watched the show Supernatural, they did a little pentagram ritual right there with little candles and fire and everything just for you. Just in case you had any doubts.
So if you're wondering why a person who is woke supposedly wants to be called they them, it's because it's true. It's many of them living in the body of that poor person that you see on TV.
Yeah.
There is no other explanation.
Let's see if we've got a meme. I think we've got a meme. Yes, we've got a meme. This are the Russian brothers, the winners of Eurovision in 1945 with the song Katusha. The first winners of Eurovision in Berlin, celebrating. We'll get into some politics in the second half of this talk. John Woo, thank you for stopping by. Anything you want to say before we round off this first episode with you?
No, let's take a break and then continue.
All right, let's get some music. Everybody who stuck around to the end, thank you. Like, share, subscribe. Everybody who's new here. Don't forget, there's a Patreon as well. And buy me coffee. Thank you. See you later.